Hi everyone, I'm Adrienne Everhart, your dating and relationship coach, and today I'm going to talk about how to get respect from your man, how to find and attract men that are respectful, behave respectful, and give you respect, including things like empathy, listening, kindness, and understanding. So stick around for this video. I'm going to share some ways to use feminine energy to get respect in men. I don't need to waste any time telling you what disrespect looks or feels like in a relationship. I think by now you know what it feels like to be disrespected by a man. This could come in all sorts of forms, such as him not even returning a phone call, not planning dates with you, saying he's going to do something then he doesn't, to just flat out not being empathetic and caring about how you feel. Now, I don't know about you, but the big one that I hear over at iHeart Love Academy, and the big one that always affected me, was my man didn't seem to care how I felt. So when I discovered feeling statements, I was like, oh boy, I've got the secret key to getting a guy to do anything I want. And that's not really how feeling statements work. Remember, feeling statements aren't here to get the man to do something. They are your truest and most honest representation of how you feel. Feeling statements are not to be used to get a man to show you respect. I am sure you have possibly had a situation where you've said, you don't respect me and you need to show some more respect around here, right? You've said something like this either to your children or to a man in your life, and how did it work? Did he suddenly wake up and said, you know, you're right? So we're going to go about this a different way into getting a man's respect. But the first thing I want to do is I want to get your energy to a place of feminine energy where you are not having expectations. You are not having a sense of entitlement, a sense that you are owed from the man because he is in the masculine energy. Now, one of the toughest pills I ever had to learn how to swallow is no one owes me anything. No one owes you anything. No one owes you kindness. No one owes you gratitude. No one owes you a smile, a hug, a well wish. None of that. Nobody owes you anything. And it's kind of difficult to accept that not even our parents owe us anything. We are lucky and fortunate to get any amount of love, tenderness, support, or appreciation from anyone. However, I do believe when one of you changes, the other one changes. So I'm going to teach you how your goodwill begets goodwill. But for right now, I want you to let your man off the hook a little bit. And just because you've had a terrible day and he doesn't want to hear about it, or he shut you down the minute you started talking about a problem that you guys were having in the house or the relationship, it really doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He's just doing what men do, which is they try to fix something. They try to fix it kind of quickly. And sometimes the fastest way for a man to fix something is just to say, stop talking about it. Stop talking about it, it's going to go away. And a lot of times you actually continue this legacy. It can be a family legacy in his life or a family legacy in yours, where we don't talk about problems. You know, we don't talk about this sort of thing. And everybody just walks around and lives their life as if whatever it is going wrong is not really happening. So it's a type of denial. This is where goodwill begets goodwill, which means your guy's going to have a bad day. He's going to have a bad moment. His ball team's going to lose. He's going to get in a fight with his friend or a brother. He's going to have an argument with somebody from work. He's going to get a flat tire. He's going to get some bad news. He's going to have a bad day. And this is where, instead of you putting on your boy pants and going out to fix it, you get to actually show him what it feels natural for you to do when you're in that situation. Now, we don't want you to give the man the type of attention you want to get from him, because that's a different type of thing. So often women will write love letters or send lots of messages of support and encouragement, and that's what we like to get. That's not necessarily what a man likes to get, but I'm going to show you a form of that, and that's a tool I teach called Really, Really Get Him. So let's recap real quick. Number one, he doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe to listen to your problems. He doesn't owe to be there for you or help you understand or take the time to really give you a thoughtful, considerate reply. Number one, no one owes you anything. So let's set the standard real low. Okay? Number 2, goodwill begets goodwill. If he is down on his luck, he's having a bad moment, this is where you can show him, I can ride your wild ride. I can ride whatever misery is going on in your world. We call it riding the roller coaster. Because you're going to have a day where you're on a roller coaster and he will remember your listening to him and being there for him. Now, let me tell you how to do it in feminine energy. Because otherwise, the man might go, I'm never telling her my problems again because she did this, this, and this, and was trying to get me to do EFT and take a bubble bath and have herbal tea. And that's not how a man will, process something like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think some guys may like some of that, but that's where you're in this action place you're doing for him. So this is the tool I teach. It's called Really, Really Get Him. And it is so easy. And you don't have to be in your boy energy at all. In fact, you're in your feminine energy of observing, where I'm observing and I'm listening and hearing and sensing. So let's say your guy had an argument with his boss. So everybody right now when watching this video, just imagine your guy, he calls you up and he goes, oh, total S show at work today. I had a terrible time. My boss was on my back the whole day and orders are going to be late. Now, let's say he says something like that. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine what his face looks like while he's telling you that. And I want you to name one emotion that you see on his face. Just one. And it might be worried, scared, concerned, angry, ticked off, whatever it is. And at that moment, you just simply say to him, wow, you must feel really ticked off. Okay? Or, wow, you must feel really PO'd at your boss. And then you stop. The man will then either say, yes, I do. Or he will say, no, that's not what's happening. To which you still just sit back and listen. Now, does this mean that you have to sit and listen to this man for hours and hours and go on every day about everything wrong in his life? No, you have boundaries. So let's recap real quick a little bit in this process about what boundaries mean. I tell all my clients and everybody over at I Heart Love Academy that you want to listen to a man uninterrupted for anywhere from about 1 to about 5 minutes. And even if 5 minutes is too long for you and he's still going on and on about his day, you can draw the line there, but I want you to do it with warmth. Because remember, this is a man that has sometimes been very dismissive with you when you've come to him with a problem. So I want you to just sit there and do this number. Nod and listen, in and L all the time. Nod and listen. That's all you do. Catch a glimpse of the time. Don't look at your phone. Give it about 3 to 5 minutes where you nod and listen. Now, if he's the type of man that just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, you're going to have to draw the line and have a boundary and just say, oh, honey, you must be feeling whatever it is. You must be feeling so fatigued by this whole situation, and I think I'm kind of at my limit with it too. Oh, would you like a hug? You offer a hug. It's that easy. So, how is this going to get you respect? I believe goodwill begets goodwill. I believe when you treat your partner this way, but you're not going, hey, let me go out to order you some steaks and make you a big dinner, make you feel better, let me get you a bubble bath, let me call these people and let me help you. You're not in action, you see. It's a big difference, but you're just there for him. You're just there. You're nodding, you're listening, you're really, really getting him. And you're letting him correct you when you didn't get him the right way. Go ahead and let him correct you. He hasn't felt like a man all day. And he's finally feeling like a man talking to you. And this is where you want your man. You want your man when he's with you, he feels like a man. He feels like the biggest, baddest, greatest, most wonderful man in the world when he's with you. Because other people out there may not have this effect on him. They may not have the opportunity to have this effect on him, you see. If they're just texting or whatever, or an employee or another girl he's dating or whatever, they might not have the opportunity to have this time with him, but you do. So this is how you lasso a man's heart. I talk about it so often. And ultimately, I believe you will get his respect. Now, let's say a guy is being down and dirty and treating you with total disrespect. I want you to have a really, really low level of tolerance for this sort of thing. And the lower you have it, the better that he is going to treat you or learn how to treat you. But it is when you sustain bad behavior, it's when you go along with it, that you create a much greater opportunity for him to be disrespectful. Now, are men bad because they're disrespectful? I think they can be, but in most cases, they're just really doing a very natural thing in their DNA. Now, I want to tell you, I have a theory. Women have a whole extra leg on our chromosome, and in that chromosome, we get a whole lot more information about, how other person may be feeling. We can kind of surmise and know what's going on in a situation. We can feel it, we can sense it. That's all of our feminine energy powers. I don't think guys do this as good, if at all. So if a man is being really disrespectful to you, I want you to cut it off quick and be warm about it. Just say, oh my goodness, it feels so wonderful to hear from you, but my goodness, I haven't gone on a date with you in a couple of weeks, and I'm looking for a really regular dating relationship, so I've kind of moved on. You let him know. Now, he might at that point clean up his act and say, oh my goodness, there's an alert going off in his brain. This is a high quality woman and I need to be there for her. Let's say a man calls you a really bad name. He's a name caller. You can say, you can talk to me however you want to talk to me. That's your right. But when I hear I'm being called this name, here's how I feel. I feel this small. I feel like I just want to puke. I feel so sad and small inside. Whatever it is you feel. Now remember, ladies, this is not giving a guy permission to call you names. This is about if you love a man, he's behaving badly, you want to see where this unfolds. Remember, that man is in front of you as a teacher right now, and he's here to teach you something. It is so quick to go, next, I'm done with you, red flag, run. It's so easy to do that. And I want you to just, give it 5 minutes. Give it 5 more minutes of your time where you can have that boundary and practice this beautiful, beautiful boundary you have with yourself. So in my ebook, 500 Ways to Talk to a Man, I have loads more of these scenarios, just about every scenario you can come up with. Even if a man doesn't want to pay for the date and he's like, I think we should pay 50-50, I have a boundary for that. Or if he isn't seeking commitment, he's hardly calling, he's only texting and not calling at all, I cover all of that because those are all the ways a man can behave disrespectful. And what's really happening, I believe in most cases, is that they have not been woken up to feminine energy yet because there just aren't enough women out there in their feminine energy. There are women out there treating men like men. And they're just shutting them down, next, throwing it away. Remember what I talked about in the beginning of this video? I said when a man finds a problem, what does he do? He just goes, shut up about it. That's the quickest way to solve it and be over. That's how we're treating men now, is that you're disposable. All these men are disposable. And don't get me wrong, you can pass on whoever you want to pass on, but use it as an opportunity to practice. When you practice and you win that badge, you get that new place of speaking and being in your feminine energy, I believe you move up a tier. And the more and more you move up tiers, the more high quality men you attract to yourself who are on a similar tier. But we start where we're at. We just start where we're at. So if you're running into a lot of disrespectful men and men that are just being rude and crude, I want you to learn how to speak to them without being snarky and giving it right back and batting it right back and finding other ways to be amusing about this sort of behavior. I want you to handle it with your soft, warm, loving, feminine energy. Who does the soft, warm, loving, feminine energy love? She loves you. You are who we are doing this for. We are not doing it for the man. We are doing it for you. Now, if you find yourself having a really bad day, and you don't want to unload it all on your guy, I want you to make sure you always have a good support system in your life. This could be a particular girlfriend you can talk to, or a group of girls you're talking to on Marco Polo, or whatever it is. I want you to make sure that you have support and you don't isolate yourself. It's always okay to go to your guy and just say, I need a hug. And one of my favorite things to do when you go to a man and get that hug from him is I just want you to kind of collapse into his arms. I speak of it like you're just melting like a little piece of chocolate in his arms, and you lean into him and just put all of your weight into that hug with him. Make sure his arms are over top yours, that you're not over top his arms. Just go into that feminine place, and then while you're getting that hug, I want you to imagine that whatever the problem is inside of you, whatever the insecurity, fear, worry, or doubt that you're having today, or it could be just a stomach ache or cramps or anything else that a girl might have, I want you to imagine that it's in a little folder inside your body. And when you go to hug him, you click on that folder and you drag it and drop it over into him. And I want you to try this. And in the comments section, I challenge all of you watching this video, in the comments section, tell me what your man does when you do this. So you have to go in for the hug, get your hug, lean in, melt, and then drag and drop all your little problems right over to him and see what happens. I'm not going to tell you what happens to me, but I will tell you when I do this with my guy, I get a very noticeable change in him immediately. So I look forward to hearing from you all what results you have. So ladies, look, if you need more education on feminine energy and how this works, check out my group, I Heart Love Academy. Check out my ebook, 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. I have a lot of programs and different things that will help you learn more about your feminine energy, learn more about the warmth and waking this up in your body. Again, not for the man, but for you. The great side effect, does your relationship work a lot better? It absolutely does. So give those a good look, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. As always, subscribe to me, share me with a girlfriend, and give this video a like if it has helped you find a different way of attracting men that will show you respect and dealing with the ones that are showing up right now who act with disrespect. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments section. Mwah. Bye-bye.